Habari ma Africa, asante kwa kutazama King Said So. Ladies and gentlemen, I saw a very disturbing video from the MK political party. Seeing the party deputy president, Dr. John HLOPHE, walking in the streets, campaigning for the MK political party, meeting an EFF member, wearing an EFF t-shirt, and trying to convince them to take off that t-shirt and wear the MK t-shirt, failing to use a superior logic, superior alternative, and other tactics to win over people, and the MK political party gentlemen embarrassingly forming a circle around that old gentleman and forcing him to take off the EFF t-shirt and wear the MK t-shirt. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing to watch. It's something that I cannot condone or promote in this channel. Really, if the MK political party wants to win votes, they must continue doing what they're doing at Kwamlamba, where they build a bridge for the community. I mean, build bridges for communities. Do things like that. Don't go out and try to prove the EFF right that indeed we are coming out every day to kill your political party. Someone wearing a DA t-shirt, would you approach them, try to make them to take off the DA t-shirt? Leave them alone. Speak to them and then walk away. They will ask for a t-shirt if they need to. It was very embarrassing. And Big Brother DJ Spoo had an interview with the CIC there in the Winnie Madikizela Royal House headquarters of the EFF, and Julius Malema said some things in that interview. Guys, Julius Malema says, Jacob Zuma does not have a record of uniting black people like the EFF. Jacob Zuma scatters black people. Julius Malema feels like the EFF has got enough track record when you look at the past 11 years of them putting black people together, fighting for black people and all of those things. And he says white people are not threatened by Jacob Zuma. That's where we are not on the same page, me and the CIC. I always 90% agree with what the CIC says, but for him to say that white people are not intimidated, they don't have a problem with Jacob Zuma, no, that cannot be correct. I also want to retouch this issue of the Communist Party leaving the ANC and contesting the elections in 2026, the implications of that direction, that decision that the Communist Party has made. I don't think the ANC understand what's going on. Fikile Mbalula was in KwaZulu-Natal. He has disbanded that party, Provincial Executive Council. He has told them they are not allowed to speak to the branches anymore. They are not allowed to speak to the media anymore until further notice. So it's safe to say about Pegim Tolo and all of those people will never hear from them. But what are the effects or the impacts that this is going to have on the ANC? And also, how is the ANC feeling about the Communist Party, contesting them in any elections? Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinchifa Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we've got a lot of things to cover in this video. My goodness. Let me start by expressing my very, very, very much disappointment to the MK political party, to what they did to that old man. For them to go the length that they did. As a Pan-Africanist, we are always trying to facilitate peace within the black parties, especially those who are in the far left, the progressive caucus. But what the MK political party did with Dr. John HLOPHE, I'm not blaming John HLOPHE that much. He does not have field experience like the other members of the ANC, now MK members have. But for them to do this, let's watch this quickly.
But
EFF.
another yeah. Conto.
Let's talk guy.
Huh?
Let's talk guy.
How do you do? After 2
Dile busy.
No, but
Nega, you tell I on. I can't on Wednesday see you. I just tell you.
no, but
What about the man?
Eburata MK.
so Aushaka, and yeah, T-shirt here, and
Kumula.
and they push the revolution.
Kama kumula. Kumula ndate kumula.
Ask ourselves.
Basati ngelela ngwa.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
You stand by Mkhonto as your constitution.
Yeah, this is embarrassing. MK members, don't do this. Don't do this, and don't even try to defend it on the comment section. Don't even try to defend it. Use superior logic, use love, use persuasion, but you don't force people into taking, off their t-shirts, and all of this drama was not necessary for the MK to do, because I think the MK is doing quite well. There's no need for the MK to go this lengths, and it's unfortunate that this person was wearing an EFF person and not an ANC or any other party, because it deepens the fuel that the MK is after the EFF. It's something that we don't want to see. We want to see the MK political party doing progressive things like what they did there by building a bridge for the community. Watch this. See? This is what I want to see. So, guys, the word was out, and the EFF members quickly found their member. Apparently, this members already applied for membership. He's just waiting, for his card. But it's very disappointing to see the EFF, the MK people doing that, and even though I'm calling the MK to order, you can hear also the language used by the EFF guys to say, no, never bulela siZulu, no makushisha wena, all of those things they are saying, further dividing us as black people. It was an MK people trying to convince an EFF person to wear an MK t-shirt. That was wrong. Don't put tribe into it. You understand what I'm trying to say? So even though I can see what the MK did is totally wrong, but also I must, as a Pan-Africanist, warn against this issue of people speaking the way that these EFF members are speaking. It deepens the hate, the tribal hate from one culture to another, which is very unnecessary for me. And you know what? It's for me, it's unnecessary for them to say that part. But anyway, I'm done with that. I want to hear your thoughts on the comment section. MK people, don't do this. You know, just remain respectful in your approach of convincing people to join your party. Julius Malema, in this interview with the DJ Grootman has attacked Jacob Zuma. He's saying, listen, during Zuma's time, we were beaten. There's a lot of things that we did during Zuma time that we were stopped by Jacob Zuma. Listen to this.
We were beaten up, not only in parliament, in the feast must fall. Kids were arrested, into jail. Some of them, their careers were destroyed. Zuma was the president. The ANC Youth League was killed and destroyed under Jacob Zuma. Which unity are they talking about? Jacob Zuma now says, let's collapse the EFF under me and let's form organization of black people, and all of a sudden we want to fall into that temptation. When Zuma has got no such track record, but the EFF has got that track record of uniting black people, of uniting Africans, of fighting for Africans. It's the EFF that brought Africans under one roof, more than 120,000 of them in FNB Stadium. It is the EFF that has gone beyond the borders of South Africa and has got EFF Namibia, EFF Zimbabwe, Nigeria, EFF this EFF has practically demonstrated that it has got the capacity to unite black people. It is the EFF that went to close cliques when the hair of black Africans was ridiculed as not being a quality hair. We went to close cliques. Cliques went to apologize and had to go and give poor communities sanitary towels and so on and so forth. This EFF. It is the EFF that confronted white racism everywhere and protected black people to an extent that even black people who are not members of the EFF, who don't vote for it, use it at their workplaces and in any other place where they are threatened for their own protection. Because we've given black people a solid weapon that they can use to advance the struggle of blackness and Pan-Africanism. Where did Zuma do that? Which farm was ever closed by Zuma's protest? Which white capitalist was ever confronted by Zuma? And today he says to us he can defend us.
You know, some of the things that the CIC is saying is true. It was during Jacob Zuma's time where the EFF was at the heights of its protesting against Jacob Zuma. You remember that Zuma must fall campaign, fees must fall, all of the racist racism fights that the EFF was fighting, that cliques advert, you know, all of those things that the EFF has undertaken under their belt to attack and address. That was the EFF that I fell in love. Let me not talk about you because I don't know when you got to know about the EFF. But for me, that EFF was the EFF that I fell in love. The fees must fall EFF. You know, Abona Lady Chirwa and all of those guys. That's the EFF I fell in love with. Even though I have to credit to Jacob Zuma, he did say fees must be free. You know, higher education must be free. It is Blade Mzimane again with Cyril Ramaphosa that reversed that decision. So yeah, but at the end he did give in into it. But what happened to the EFF in Parliament, getting beaten and all of those things, it was during Jacob Zuma's time. You know, also during Jacob Zuma's time. So the CIC saying, you know, the EFF has got a record. It's recorded. It is well recorded, documented that the EFF can unite black people, especially in in when we talk about the continent, EFF is in Uganda. I know, I speak to the EFF Uganda president. He's also the president of Peta, Uganda. EFF is in Namibia. I know because the EFF guys in Uganda are in Peta, in Namibia are in Peta. I know EFF Ghana, EFF is it Zimbabwe? Yeah, I mean, there's EFF Lesotho. There's a lot of EFF out there in Africa, and EFF shows that their agenda is a Pan-Africanist agenda. Even though because they've seen that fighting you South Africans about the loving your African brothers, understandably so, with the African brothers coming here doing nonsense, some of them, not all of them, the EFF has pulled a little bit back on that Pan-Africanist agenda. You guys don't want to know, you don't want to understand integration of the borders, you don't want to understand free flow of information, people, and minerals and business and everything throughout Africa. You South Africans just want yourself in South Africa, and nobody must be in South Africa. And we have continuously warned you that after you chase the Nigerians away, after you chase the Congolese away, after you chase the Ethiopians away, the Somalians away, the Pakistanis away, you are going to start fighting within each other. That I have repeated 1 billion times in this channel, but people don't want to listen. So I'm not going to be like the EFF to pull back on that message, but I'm no longer going to be fighting you guys. I'm just going to state my truth, and that's it. You take it or leave it. Also, the CIC has said, something that I disagree with him very much, that Zuma was never a threat to white monopoly capitalists, and that he was, kind of celebrated by our colonizers. I'm on CIC.
Strategic wise, why would whites think like that about Zuma compared to Cyril that we all know this is the puppet of white capital? The white capital says Zuma is even better than our puppet. Why? Because Zuma has never been a threat to the establishment. He has never been a threat to the status quo. He has never been a threat to white monopoly capital. So they're like, he needs to come back because under him we're doing well, and there's nothing of us that got to be tampered with. Even when Ramaphosa has given them government and said, this is a government of national unity, come white people, let's govern together, they still say, no, Zuma is a proper person. Why? Why would the people, our own oppressors, have so much praise for Zuma if Zuma has got such progressive policies? In the policies of MK.
Zuma must go! 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 Zuma must go!
I think here the CIC why lahlanyana here. Because there is no way anyone on earth can sit down with me and convince me that white people love Jacob Zuma. In fact, they hate Jacob Zuma more than they hate Julius Malema. Comment on the comment section. What do you think? Jacob Zuma or Julius Malema? White monopoly capitalists, who are they threatened by the most, and who do they hate most? They hate Julius Malema, but he's not a threat like who Jacob Zuma is, And you guys that love Julius Malema, I can see Julius Malema being arrested, and not a July unrest will not happen. Might happen in specs here in that city, but like I said, for the EFF needs to win a province. Needs a province, needs a base to show that they have arrived in South Africa. I do agree they have a national footprint and all of that. But you can never convince me that Zuma must fall happened because white people loved Zuma. We know what happened there in ESCOM. We know that Jacob Zuma and the Guptas were disturbing on white monopoly capitalist money. And, we know the man has done good. Some of us who stay in the Northern Cape, we know that the man has built universities, Venda, Mpumalanga, and Soplak University in Northern Cape. I mean, the man has done so much. But let's hear what Blade Mzimane says about the administration of Jacob Zuma.
But to then put a challenge, as I call the president, to say that we need to hear your voice more. We live in a strange society. President Zuma's achievements are enormous in terms of what has been done during his presidency. No government ever has spent R1 trillion within one term on infrastructure. Interestingly, also in the area of education, under President Zuma, we now have 3 more new universities, which are the first in a democratic South Africa. That's just amongst the things, let alone the increase in life expectancy because of his decisiveness in tackling the HIV/AIDS pandemic. Yet, at the same time, he is subjected to such attacks by the media. Maybe precisely for these reasons.
So I mean, that you can never take that away. As much as you can't take away what the EFF has done is in terms of uniting African people, fighting for black people in South Africa and all of that. You can't take away what Jacob Zuma has done during his time. If HIV has not affected you in your family directly, you would not know. But for the people who are affected, especially there in Zuma's first term, know just how much of that intervention has changed people's life. It's amazing what Jacob Zuma did that Thabo Mbeki could not do. So for me, I don't know. I think Jacob Zuma is public enemy number 1 for our colonizers. And we know they're probably funded by some of these people, probably funded by Russia, also probably funded by other people. But it does not change the mere fact that Jacob Zuma is hated by the majority of our colonizers. You can't convince me otherwise. He's not a Pan-Africanist like people think he is when he speaks and everything. For me, I do acknowledge that the MK, in fact, itself is not that Pan-Africanist organization that it claims to be. But it remains to see, because as I'm reading the Constitution, I'm like, hey, are they going to be able to uphold this, what they are writing in this book? And I want to break down their Constitution. Maybe I'll do it after their 1 year celebration when I'm all settled down and I'm not that busy, because it's going to request a longer video when it comes to that. So guys, it's over with our Begum-Tolo and our Duma there in KwaZulu-Natal. The PEC has been disbanded. They've been told not to communicate with the media up until next week. They've been told not to communicate with the branches. So I think it's safe to say that the chairperson of KwaZulu-Natal will be removed, and the what did I say? I made a mistake calling Batuban Umtolo. But anyway, let's hear what Fikile Mbalula had to say.
The ANC National Working Committee has also issued an instruction for the PEC to stop communicating with structures and the media. In an indication of what's to come, the ANC stopped short of labeling its provincial structure as weak.
Some of the regions in KZN have collapsed, and the ANC have got no chance to come back. They've collapsed. We are fighting a Ferrari there with a conquest. So we need to match a Ferrari with a flying machine, Gulfstream, that move faster in seconds, to surpass what is happening there. We dropped to 17%, my brother. And anyone else cannot tell us we must not do anything about that. We are doing something about it. Those who thought that they got the ANC to be weaker, we will rebuild it and we'll come back.
Now, from my understanding, what is going on there in KwaZulu-Natal is, number one, yes, they want to, the ANC National wants to look like they are taking action for the huge drop. I told you guys, from all the provinces, KwaZulu-Natal dropped the most, and we know why. We know why KwaZulu-Natal dropped up until 17%. You know, they want to, Fikile and Mbalula want to seem like they are making action, but other people are suggesting that Fikile and Mbalula wants to remove those people so that he can put people that are going to be favoring him for the elective conference there in the ANC. If that is the case, these people are seriously killing the ANC. They are seriously killing the ANC. There's no fixing KwaZulu-Natal. Like Fikile is saying, there's no fixing. They can say that it's like a Ferrari racing against a conquest. Yeah, it's true. There's no fixing the KwaZulu-Natal, but there is a fixing of the ANC. And listen very careful to your boy King 053 Mr. Easy Imale. What I'm going to say. There is one solution I will give to the ANC. And you guys who are in the ANC, play this clip to the ANC people. This is the only thing that can fix the ANC. In no time, and the ANC will return to the late 50% and the early 60s. In no time, in the next local election, the ANC will be past 55% if the ANC does this one thing that the king is going to tell them. Call that Cyril Ramaphosa must step down. Call back Jacob Zuma. Put Panyaza Lesufi as the interim president, the Solank president. Apologize to Jacob Zuma, reinstate Jacob Zuma's membership in the party. Don't allow him to lead the party, but allow Jacob Zuma to come back in the party and endorse the MK political the ANC one more time. Get rid of that nonsense, the Democratic Alliance. Stop protecting this coalition government. It's not working for you. It's going to suck you dry. This thing that we are strategically maneuvering ourselves. We are still in power. It's not going to work. It's not. Whatever you're going to do in KwaZulu-Natal is not going to work. And don't you dare remove Panyaza from Gauteng. If you want to see the death of the ANC, you can do that. So I'm saying it's simple. Remove Cyril Ramaphosa, put Panyaza as the acting, even in Paul for now, just remove Cyril Ramaphosa. The confidence in the ANC is going to come back. It's going to come back. You guys understand what I'm saying? If you don't want to, that's your problem, because you don't want to listen to anyone. You just want to do things watching your own pocket. So we can't save the ANC anymore. The ANC must do the right thing and acknowledge that there is a president sitting in the chair who has taken the ANC, dropped it by 17%. He must do consequence management. He must take accountability for almost killing the ANC to 40%. They never thought in their lifetime they will see the ANC underneath 50. You guys did a big mistake arresting Jacob Zuma. You did a big mistake. The only way you can fix it, because Jacob Zuma still wants to come back, it's taking all of those MK people, taking all of them and bringing back to the ANC. Guys, go to the comment section and tell me if my suggestion is stupid or what. The Communist Party, the question is, are you leaving the ANC? Now that you are contesting the local elections as an independent party, are you leaving the ANC? Is this the end of the alliance between the Communist Party and the ANC?
Questions are heated, time runs out.
That's fine.
But just lastly, you're not leaving the ANC yet. Yet.
No, Heidi, we have not taken a decision to leave the ANC.
To me, it sounds like you're going to leave. The fact that you are contesting
to contest elections independent
and
of
that,
the
in practical
ANC.
terms, does not mean you're leaving the ANC.
In practical terms, it doesn't.
Because you're working.
We're not leaving the alliance, and we have not stopped the dual membership.
But you're contesting in a separate
elections on our own as an independent political party.
And that doesn't
we're
mean...
We're not a league of the ANC, by the way.
Yeah.
And that's very important.
You're an alliance, yes.
We're not even just an ally of the ANC. We're a socialist ally of the ANC. Our option is for the workers of this country, the creators of this country, of wealth of this country, to own their wealth. That's where we are going. So the path that we travel with the ANC to democratize society, to transform society, it's okay, we can work together on that. But when they start doing this, then collaborate with the class enemies of the Communist Party, then they're undermining our own existence and being, and we have to stand on our own and become independent.
In 10 seconds, do you think the GNU will last for 5 years?
No, it won't.
Why do you say that? 10 seconds, quickly.
The people won't accept it because there's going to be more and more austerity, and the arrogance that we see of the general leadership in the GNU, and especially the leadership of the African National Congress. The people are not going to accept to go back to recolonize themselves through the ticket of the African National Congress. They won't. And that's why historically, of almost 400 years, our people fought against colonialism and imperialism.
You know, the implications of the Communist Party contesting the elections separate from the ANC is that when they do a door-to-door, they also going to have to announce or tell the people, don't vote ANC, vote us. For the first time since 1994, the Communist Party is going to utter that type of a language. Don't vote for the ANC, vote for us. We are better than the ANC. Look, the ANC is working with the Democratic Alliance. Look, the ANC has failed you on this and that. They're going to decampaign the ANC. And I said it, do not allow the Communist Party to move out of the alliance. But I don't know why. Actually, we know. We're just pretending like we don't know why the ANC is protecting the Democratic Alliance. I said in a strategic sense, it makes sense for the ANC to divorce the Communist Party, because the Communist Party in a local election, they will get nothing more than 3%. Let's be honest. 5% will be a miracle for them. They will get nothing than that. I rechecked their membership. They will get 200 and something thousand votes. That's it. That's it. They will not get more unless if the unions join them. One of the unions, SATU, Unao, whatever the case can be. Maybe if the unions join them, maybe they will improve their numbers. But I don't see the Communist Party getting anything more than 4 seats. You understand what I'm saying? So it's going to be that thing of decampaigning and milking the ANC out of the elections. So with that being done, it is guaranteed that the ANC is going to lose. It's going to be below 35%. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed because the ANC, they just want to protect their master. They see their master as a 22% party that can always side with them, even if they fall down to 30%. If the Democratic remains at 22%, they can still push over 50%. I'm speaking now in the sense of a national election. So we'll see what will happen. But Fikile Mbalula don't understand it. I mean, his reply to me shows me why we continuously say that Fikile Mbalula is the weakest Secretary General of all time.
We held a bilateral with the South African Communist Party. They did raise the issue of going it alone. We have agreed to continuously engaging on this matter, including the modalities of that particular decision. A decision to contest election is a decision of the Communist Party. They've got to examine it themselves and make a determination. In as far as how it will affect the alliance is a matter that we agreed next year we'll talk about it. But they informed us that they've taken a decision and they're taking it to their Congress and they will leave it there. And then the ANC will discuss with them the implications of that decision in terms of its implementation, because it has got serious implications for the alliance, that kind of decision. So we have agreed with the party, and we want to respect that, and we want to respect the party as an independent organ, but we did caution against that in terms of the ANC. We have cautioned against that. The party raised its own issues around it, and then we will engage going forward. The decisions of the organization in relation to what will be the outcome of the NEC, and as well as the NWC recommendation to the NEC, that's a matter we can discuss and debate with you after that. But the ANC can take any decision as long as, in terms of even the risks involved, are properly analyzed. And if you take a decision, it is because sometimes you don't have a choice, because you are completely depleted on the ground.
Somebody has to tell the ANC that they need to lose power with dignity. Remember, when you lose power, it is the same people, the same black people that has forsaken you, that you're going to go back to and ask for love back and ask for votes back. So if you lose power because you are protecting the DA, you are not going to be able to get that love back. They're going to tell you straight to your face, the African people, that ANC, you are no longer the ANC. We know we can't trust you anymore. We give you your vote, our vote. You take our vote, you give it to the Democratic Alliance. You understand what I'm saying? So lose power with dignity. Listen to what the king is saying. Break everything down. Call Jacob Zuma back. That is the only time that you guys are going to survive. Paul Mashatile, president, then you elevate Panyaza Lesufi to deputy president, and those two compete there in the elections in 2027 when you elect the ANC president and you allow Panyaza to win. That's the only way you guys are going to, calling back, of course, with Jacob Zuma into the party. That's the only way the ANC can survive. There is no other way. There's no other alternative. But the ANC is choosing the DA over its people. And they are showing us live. They are not even embarrassed anymore. You know, look, the ANC does not care about its people. Look what is happening in the Free State. In the province there, the ANC employees have not been paid for 2 or 3 months. You know, it's the same thing that is reoccurring, repeating itself. It happened in Luthuli House 1 year, 2 years ago, where the staff of Luthuli House in January and December did not get paid. You know, picketing outside Luthuli House, demanding their salaries. And now it's in Free State. Where else is it going to happen again? The ANC is running out of money. This cost containment is hurting them also. They don't want to listen to their boy King. And Tina Skulela ngapaka to ANC. We want to see the ANC do well, but not with these guys. How? Not with Fikile. Not with Cyril. No, we don't want to see this. This ANC is dying. And people must sit down and self-introspect and say, but what King is saying is right, man. A drop of 17% and we do nothing? They must be honest with themselves. So for me, it's quite obvious what is going to happen. But that mission that we talked about, that the ANC is rotting and dying from inside, because the infiltration into the camp of the ANC is complete. And now Cyril and Fikile Mbalula are nailing the last few nails into the coffin of the ANC before they burn it into ashes. Because this is what they go, the decision that they're going to take about KwaZulu-Natal, the Communist Party and Gauteng is going to affect the ANC like they have never thought in their lives. We no longer need to say anything negative about the ANC. It's been 2 years we've been telling them that the ANC, we are, I remember is Musi Maimane who said in Parliament, remember Musi Maimane was a president of the DA long time ago. When he was the president of the DA, he actually said, listen, we don't need to attack the ANC anymore. They're doing a good job attacking each other. that statement has proven to be true up to today. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all I have for you guys today. I'm very excited. We had a meeting with the organizing committee, the event organizing committee for Peta, the event that is happening in, the organizing committee moved my date. They said, King, no, it will be too soon. People are going through December, people are going through January. Can we push the event to the first weekend of, where's my other phone? The first weekend of May. So the posters will be coming soon. We're just moving the event 2-3 weeks ahead because of trying to give you guys enough time to buy the tickets and everything. So remember, the fundraising event is for us to raise enough funds to start the building project and to sustain it for 12 months. We don't want to build. We have money to build and stop, but we don't want the build and stop. We want to give the community of Berkeley West, Kimberley jobs, and those people work there in the construction site and build for 12 months, so that when we report back to you guys actually see the beautiful work that we're doing. I mean, the plan of the school is something that is out of this world, so it needs that amount of focus from the constructors. We've got a construction team, we've got an event organizing team, we've got an advisory panel team, we've got strategic partners, we've got a legal team, we've got almost everything you need to continue with this thing in Peta. All we need is your support for us to to see this project through. So if you've got, I know it's December, and I've seen some deposit that got me excited. I'm like, yo, even in December, people are still saying, King, here's my 50 rand. You guys are doing a good job. Please continue building the school. So thank you so much. So those are two things that you need to look out for. Okay, we're having a January back to school school uniform giveaway. That will be in January. Look out for that one also. We're having the fundraising event the first weekend of May. Look out for that one also. We're having so that's what we are trying to do. There's a lot of things that we're doing in the background, ladies and gentlemen, that I can't even begin to announce everything here. Remember, we've got Peta, Lesotho Peta, Namibia Peta, Angola Peta, Uganda, and we are building Peta, Botswana and Peta, Mozambique. So if you are somewhere in Africa, you are watching this video, you want Peta, I really want Peta in Kenya. Me personally, I want a Kenyan person to say, King, let's talk about Peta. Our numbers are here. Please make sure that you contact us. Send your contribution to the Pan-Africanist School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, and let's build a bright future for our children. Let's not hang our heads in shame when they ask you, what did you do in your lifetime? And we say we don't know. I'll keep on repeating those words because I want them to ring in your heart. When I look at what my father left back, when we go to his grave, we go proudly to say, this man left a legacy for us as a royal family. So as you live life, the impact that you leave on people's lives will outlive you forever. And if we do this Peta thing, as South African, political colors aside, religious beliefs aside, believing in this thing that we need to build a school, a Pan-Africanist school for our children, so that they can start their lives in a decolonized mindset and do great things for Africa. I think we're gonna go far, ladies and gentlemen. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you who has contributed to the Pan-Africanist. Please continue the whole of December, and the announcement will be coming. The tickets will be available on the 7th of January, from the 7th of January, but the advertising I'll be doing throughout the whole of December up until then. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.